The Antigua and Barbuda Trade Union Congress believes that the large percentage of their workforce who presently carry the bulk of the income tax burden ought not to experience any further hardship at this time. The Inland Revenue Department administered the Personal Income Tax Act in full, including the provisions to withhold taxes from qualifying benefits and allowances effective April 2. More in this report. The Antigua and Barbuda Trade Union Congress recognized that income tax has already been legislated since 2005, and although the area of allowances and benefits had been deferred at the time, the government's social obligations must be adequately met with revenue derived from taxation. Public Relations Officer Cicely Charles says the TUC is calling for a balanced and equitable implementation and fiscal responsibility.
Taxing, even though it is part of legislation, persons I don't think were prepared for this because, as you would have noted, their tax on benefits and allowances was deferred in 2005, and there was never really a renegotiation so that persons would have been given a chance to be prepared for its implementation.
In a release, the TUC highlights the challenges of the current economic climate with high unemployment and eroded disposable incomes over the past 4 years against the misconception that the present taxpayer can afford increased tax contributions. The release states that it is in this context such claims rest in the spirit of consultations held between the Ministry of Finance and the Trade Union Congress, where it was agreed that taxation must be fair and equitable to all citizens. Charles gives the TUC's perspective on the consultations.
We have been told in no uncertain terms it's a part of the legislation, and so it's on the books, and so therefore you should have been paying it. But realistically, persons were not prepared for it, and I think persons should have been given a chance for some semblance of recovery to occur in the country.
In the expression of that goodwill, they were able to negotiate a number of adjustments to the taxable employee benefits and allowances, which resulted in a recirculation of a slightly modified version of the initial draft payee guide. The TUC thanks members of the public who assisted them by providing information and insight to formulate the strategic approach. The TUC wants the government to delay the implementation of the tax measure until there is some semblance of economic recovery locally. Alcina Tito reporting for ABS News.